Hey guys, let's get more news about Dallas, but first, don't forget to subscribe and leave your like. Dak Prescott's deal will hit $70 million amid Cowboys' uncertainty, writer. The longer the Dallas Cowboys wait, the more Dak Prescott's contract value will go up. As is the case with NFL salary cap economics, the latest elite player at his position to sign a new contract usually resets the market for deals. That means if Prescott waits until after his peers, Green Bay Packers quarterback Jordan Love and the Miami Dolphins Tua Tagovailoa, sign deals, he will likely set a new mark for quarterbacks in terms of contract money. While that thought isn't so far-fetched, one published by Athlon Sports might be. According to Mike Fisher of Athlon Sports Cowboys Country, an NFL source told him that with patience, Prescott will see his contract value reach $70 million annually. On the way to Dak seeking a highest-paid player ever offer, one NFL source tells CowboysCountry.com that with patience, Prescott's value will hit $70 million annually, Fisher wrote on July 23. But the Cowboys are in a state of uncertainty, with no deal for Prescott and star wide receiver expected to not appear at Cowboys training camp on July 24 as he looks for a new deal as well, according to ESPN's Adam Schefter. The highest-paid player distinction isn't out of the cards. If Prescott waits to sign a new deal with the Cowboys, assuming the two sides work it out, or the three-time Pro Bowl quarterback signs with another team in 2025, he'll likely become the highest-paid player ever. Prescott, one of the top quarterbacks in the league, is coming off of a career year after finishing as the top runner-up in MVP voting. However, one has to keep in mind that the highest-paid player on an annual basis is the Cincinnati Bengals' Joe Burrow and the Jacksonville Jaguars' Trevor Lawrence at $55 million. The Athletic's Diana Rossini offered what appeared to be a more realistic projection. She wrote that the Packers and Love will likely complete a deal early in training camp that will reset the market for quarterbacks, for the time being. However, Love might only hold that title for a few weeks. That's because the Dallas Cowboys are working hard to get Dak Prescott's deal done, Rossini wrote on July 24. Prescott could be the first quarterback to break the $60 million per year barrier. SI.com's Josh Sanchez called the potential salary an eye-popping number, but the numbers show it is deserved. Last season, Prescott had one of the best seasons of his career. He threw for 4,516 yards, an NFL-leading 36 touchdowns, and 9 interceptions, Sanchez wrote on July 24. The effort earned Prescott second-team All-Pro honors and a nod to the third Pro Bowl of his career. The longer the Cowboys wait on a deal for Prescott, the more of a problem it becomes when it comes to their salary cap. That's because they're also dealing with the situation of CeeDee Lamb, who will hold out of training camp without a new deal, and star linebacker Micah Parsons, who is also expected to reset the market at his position with his latest contract. Dak Prescott is setting up to become the highest-paid QB. CeeDee Lamb is holding out to become the league's highest-paid non-QB. OLB Micah Parsons will then want to become the next highest-paid non-QB, writes Spotrac. The #Cowboys are literally bidding against themselves to retain their core. Further complicating matters is that the Cowboys' negotiations with both Prescott and Lamb have been quiet as training camp begins, according to NFL Network's Jane Slater. With paternity trial over, Jerry Jones to hold Cowboys camp press conference on Thursday. Owner Jerry Jones is on the grounds at the residence inn in Oxnard, California, site of Dallas Cowboys training camp. And he will conduct his annual camp opening State of the Cowboys press conference at 12:30 p.m. Thursday. The press conference was originally scheduled for Wednesday morning. It was pushed back to Saturday because Jones was involved in a paternity trial in Texarkana that began on Monday. The trial was expected to last 4 or 5 days, but it came to an abrupt conclusion on Tuesday when a resolution was agreed upon by both parties. Jones was countersuing a mother and daughter over a breach of contract of a settlement the mother had reached in 1998 regarding a paternity claim. Alexandra Davis, 27, and her mother, Cynthia Davis, had been barred from suing or supporting any suit to establish paternity and to keep the terms of the settlement confidential. Judge Robert W. Schroeder III announced shortly after lunch Tuesday that the case, along with all other cases tied to it, had been dropped with the resolution that the contract at the center of it would continue to be enforced. Jones has since traveled to Oxnard, and the Cowboys decided to move the press conference to Thursday, prior to the first official practice of camp. Jones will be on the dais for the press conference with coach Mike McCarthy and Stephen Jones. Way too early forecast for Bill Belichick's next team. The 2024 season will mark the first in 38 years that Bill Belichick has not coached in some capacity at the NFL level. While the 72-year-old turned down an assistant job with the San Francisco 49ers, a return to the sidelines in 2025 is all but assured. The question of where Belichick ultimately lands is still far from being decided, but it's never too early to dissect the possibilities. Here's an updated look at several potential fits and why those landing spots make sense. Following an offseason full of massive additions, the Bears are seemingly all in for 2024. If they fail, head coach Matt Eberflus may have to fall on the sword. There isn't much linking Belichick to the Bears, but they have one commodity he covets, a young quarterback to mold, Caleb Williams. Along with an improved defense and a stockpile of weapons on offense, Chicago could be one of the more attractive options. Meanwhile, the Bears currently have the third-best odds of landing Belichick. Mike McCarthy has struggled to get the Cowboys over the hump, going 1-3 in the postseason over 4 seasons. Meanwhile, 2024 is a lame duck year for the head coach, entering the final year of his contract. Barring a Super Bowl victory or a very deep playoff run, McCarthy's time is likely up. If so, the Cowboys will need to make a big splash, and there's none bigger than Belichick, who former head coach Eric Mangini believes would be the best option for Dallas. Perhaps Belichick coming to Arlington is fate. After all, he told Jerry Jones in 1996 not to forget about him if an opportunity presented itself, something the Cowboys owner has admitted in the past to thinking about often. The Giants are seemingly going backward following a 6-11 finish in 2023 and the loss of their star running back, Saquon Barkley, to the division rival Philadelphia Eagles. If things continue to go south, that could spell the end for head coach Brian Daboll and general manager Joel Schoen, making Belichick, already an upgrade, even more appealing. Former star running back Tiki Barber claims Daboll and Schoen are safe. However, things can change quickly in the NFL, especially for losing teams. Meanwhile, Belichick has a history with the Giants, and his relationship with co-owner John Mara and the Mara family goes back to 1985 when his coaching career began with the franchise. Fences might need mending, but the pair have 2 Lombardi trophies together to fall back on, and there might be potential for more if they reunite. And you, fan? What do you think of the situation of Bill Belichick? Leave your opinion in the comments.